welcome to the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. Basically, I'm going to be asking you questions about 2007. If you want to know more about the rules, please go to our website, www.whatswrongwithyou.have-you-never-seen-a-quiz-before-you-moron.com. Let's meet our teams. Team 1, a pair of sexy lady killers with hair to die for, and Christ knows how they got into those trousers. It's Rob Brydon and David Mitchell. They say opposites attract, in which case my next team should get along like a house on fire. She's a talented young star in the first bloom of success. He's a raddled 72-year-old running on empty. It's Lily Allen and Jonathan Ross. And defending their title after last year's triumph, they're back. And by the look of them, they've been celebrating ever since. It's the Goth Detectives, Noel Fielding and Russell Brand. Now, I'm presuming you've all come up with some pub quiz team names. Rob and David, what have you got?
Well, we were thinking of going with the Shadow Cabinet. we feel we're the most respectable team. At the same time, behind our respectable exterior, there's a desperate lust for power.
And at this stage in the contest, we can promise results without having to follow through and provide results. So we will have results, and we will see a victory, David, tonight. Of that we are confident.
You can also come to us for tedious and obvious satire at any point in the evening.
I will bear that in mind. Jonathan and Lily, do you have a pub quiz team name?
We can't call ourselves...
Fulham.
Fulham?
Yeah.
Fulham? OK, we're Fulham. We're Fulham.
OK, we'll go with the Shadow Cabinet and Fulham FC. This is... what a quiz this is shaping up to be.
Well, you know what? I'm a bit concerned. Can I tell you why? Because look where you've put us, OK? You've put the only sexually attractive young lady, well, the only young lady full stop, but she happens to be very attractive as well, on the team, near two of the best-known cocksmen in the business. Look, already they're spinning around their chairs. So I'm going to insist, as a kind of uncle figure in Lily's life, that she moves over there, because obviously that's a sexless zone of the... and then Lily might go home with her dress still on.
How dare you? We're not rapists.
Why are you wearing a cape if you're not a rapist?
Jack the Ripper cape. He wasn't a rapist, he was just a serial murderer.
Yeah. There is a difference. And the way you're taking the higher moral ground of, no, I'm dressed as a serial murderer, not a rapist.
There is no direct corollary between capes and rape. It's just a rhyme. Leave him alone. What if, horror of horrors, he ain't even done a rape? You could have ruined his reputation. Have you done a rape?
Well, if I have, I'll be leaving the scene of the crime like this.
OK, now, Noel and Russell, do you have a team name? Are you going to stick with the Goth Detectives?
Yeah, should we stick with Goth Detectives from when we won last year? Where's our trophy?
Let's crack on, shall we? The year started with the Celebrity Big Brother race row. Jade Goody's appalling behaviour taught us something unpleasant about British society. Shilpa Shetty taught us something about dignity. And Danielle Lloyd taught us you can get away with anything if you've got great tits. And the government admitted in January that due to police errors, several sex offenders had gone missing. If you're watching, officers, they're over there. Right, let's get started.
Just a cape.
OK. January, February questions, OK? Let's get started. In January, why did locals have a particularly fruitful time on Branscombe Beach, Devon?
What, do you have to write it in it?
Yeah, you have to write it down, like a proper quiz.
It is.
Lily, can I just point out that you don't need to go like that with Jonathan, because Jonathan's sort of on your team.
Yeah.
OK. Yeah. Russell and Noel have never been to a beach. God bless them.
Sometimes we dump bodies there.
OK.
That's what's good about capes. You can get your trunks on, no one can see.
In February, what made Britney Spears say, "My mum's gonna kill me"?
We've got this one covered.
You got this one covered? Yeah. Right you are, Rob. Noel and Russell, I'm not going to be awarding you 25 points for doing nothing this year.
How
you better be
dare
taking
you?
this seriously.
We earned those 25 points for nothing last year.
Right, you are. OK.
By being beguiling.
You were beguiling. I was beguiled. OK. Next question. What unique method of one-man protest did Chris Eubank adopt in his grievance with the war in Iraq?
I know this one too. Right.
All right, you all got something for that? OK, next question. In one of the strangest stories of the year, astronaut captain Lisa Nowak travelled 1,000 miles from Texas to Florida intending to kidnap her love rival. Now, I've got your attention. But what innovative time-saving method did she employ to avoid stopping on the way?
Good work.
OK. If you're a regular viewer of the Big Fat Quiz, you'll be delighted to hear that the children of Mitchellbrook Primary School in Neasden have once again put on one of their special nativity plays. Can you tell me which news events they're acting out here? Have a look.
Here's lots of money when we play our country. Please! What game is that again? Would you score a whole lunch for us? Okay! Now I can be a proper famous. Now could join our secret club and fly away in a spaceship. My foot hurts. I can't play. What's a waste of money?
That's adorable. That's adorable, isn't it? OK, so what news story were they acting out brilliantly there?
I know exactly what the answer to that is.
Write it down.
In fact, yeah.
Write it, well done.
So I
you.
write it on the computer.
Right.
Write it on the special computer page.
So you're
Let's do it
surrounded by purple and green. You look like a ball boy.
Do you mean in the tennis sense? Or in a boy who's really into balls?
I meant ball bag.
Well, this is a hell of a start. OK. I won't keep you waiting in suspense. I'll give you the answers to January and February's questions right away, OK? So first question, why did locals have a fruitful time in Devon? What have you all got? Rob and David.
Well, a ship, cargo ship, David. Yeah. Packed full of products ranging from, there were motorbikes in there were Pampers, and all this stuff washed up on the shore, and the locals went down and looted.
That's what, I mean, we did write it down. We wrote they looted a shipwreck.
That's very much the headline of our answer.
OK, let's go to Lily and Jonathan. What have you got?
A ship crashed.
A ship crashed. Yeah. I think wrecked would be the traditional term, but that's, that's pretty much it.
That's for old school. We're new wave.
Look, actually, Jonathan, it's getting quite embarrassing.
We
this
like
whole-
we're blah blah blah. I'm down and ting with Lily Allen. You say ship crashed, man. Why you look at me all beef in my face like that?
Jonathan, were you aware we were doing a quiz today? Or did you think we were doing Bugsy Malone?
Give you a song later on if you fancy it.
OK, Nolan Russell, what have you got?
We put because of trust and mutual respect.
He's not right in any way, shape or form.
Also, there was a magic seahorse and they had a ride on it.
But only because of trust and mutual respect, otherwise the seahorse would have repelled them.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lesson there for any children watching, but no point.
Well, it's an answer.
Can I give him a point for an answer? No, apparently we need the correct answer to the questions. It's old school.
You didn't say that in the beginning.
Wasn't clear. How do you know you asked the right question?
OK, let's move on to the second question. Why did Britney Spears say Mum was going to kill her? Rob and David?
Well, David?
Well, we've put that she shaved her hair off.
She shaved her hair off.
Yes. She's sort of pretending she's got a normal family life, and her mum would go, "Oh, Brittany, your new hairdo is..." But in fact, her mother's probably some weird, possessive lunatic who's made her go on the Disney Channel at the age of 2 and has sort of warped her mind.
Because Brittany, of course, suffered from head lice, in which case she's taken the only effective course of action.
Or indeed if she fucked a Nazi officer during the war. It's what the Parisians did.
Can I just say that my fellow Chancellor has been working quite late, he's under a lot of stress. The Shadow Cabinet... No, David.
Let me answer for David and sort of try and convince people that David is giving this answer now, and he's saying that, oh gosh, what they did was she shaved her hair off. Please go to the next team now.
David is sitting defiantly.
Sorry. I mean, that's me, is it? You're doing me?
Yes, I'm doing you, yes. What's the problem?
Well, no, that's
No,
fine.
that's fine, because it's actually quite a good impression. Right. Thank you. It's the first applause I got in the whole bloody show. So, let's go with it.
Well, essentially, Rob... OK, Lily and Jonathan, what have you got?
Cutting her hair.
OK, Lily, what did you make of that?
She was just having a battle over the custody of her kids, wasn't she? She was going to have to do all the drugs tests, and I thought maybe she cut it off so she didn't have to have a hair sample where she'd obviously been taking lots of crack.
Bloody hell, that's...
Allegedly.
No, there was a big apparently, big allegedly, we don't know, but that could be our reason someone would shave their head. Wow. I think it's because she wanted the collars and cuffs to match. Noel and Russell, you've got...
Because she made her head different.
Is the correct answer? Yes, you get a point.
Have either of you ever slept with a bald lady?
Yeah, of course. Oh, that was a man.
Who was it, Yul Brynner or Duncan Goodhue?
It was sort of like a conglomeration of the two of them. I thought they were a pair of tits.
OK, let's...
When you cut your hair like that, is that she probably didn't realise that her neck was wider than her head. She feels foolish now. You wouldn't know. Until you do it, you don't know. You don't know if you've got that weird bit at the back. It's a nightmare. You just don't know what you're going to get.
I think, in fairness, out of everyone in this studio, possibly in Britain, you spend more time thinking about what would happen if you lost your hair more than anyone.
Nosferatu.
Possibly apart from Russell.
That's why I've got a cape on. If I lose my hair, straight in.
OK, what unique method of one-man protest did Chris Eubank carry out in February? OK, Rob and David, what have you got for this?
Yes.
We've got park his lorry at Downing Street, and it had a message on it.
Shall I do him? I parked my lorry at Downing Street.
Is that me again?
That's Frank Bruno, isn't it? If I'm not very much mistaken.
Sorry, Chris Eubank. Yeah,
OK, that's pretty much it. You get a point for that. What have you got, Jonathan? Lily?
We put drove protest truck to Parliament. Here's something you might like to know. I've been in the back of Chris Eubank's. I just call him Chris. I know him quite well. Chris took me for a drive around the block in his big silly truck.
I warned you about getting in the back of strangers' vans.
Yeah, and I'm going to take advice from you on that subject.
Well, it takes one to
I've
know.
got a penny farthing. I haven't even got a van. The two-seater, like the goodies, me and Russell on it. Going down Camden High Street.
What have you got, guys?
We put quite brilliantly that he used his lorry to destroy confidence in war.
Bizarrely, that is sort of what happened. You can have a point for that.
Thanks, because we deserve it. We're bound to win. We're bound to. We'll easily win.
We're champions.
Do you want to have a look? He wrote a slogan on the back of his lorry saying, don't send our young prince to your catastrophic illegal war to make it look plausible.
Was that a reference to when they were going to send Prince Harry there?
Yeah, but they couldn't send Prince Harry.
It'd be fantastic PR for the royal family. We actually sent a prince to get shot in Iraq. That would have been a good move.
He's taking a bullet for his nan,
Yeah.
which doesn't sound as good. I took a bullet for my nan.
What was that you did then? That was horrible. Was that meant to be rap when you went, I took a bullet for my nan?
I once had an encounter with Prince Harry in a toilet.
I'm not your therapist, Rob.
No, it's true. I was at a thing, and I went to use the loo, and there was a little ante-room. You opened the door, and then you had to wait, and then there was the loo, and the loo door was locked, so I had to wait. And then behind me, the door opened, and it was Prince Harry. So I went in, and I've never peed under such pressure before. I could barely go, knowing that there was a prince outside the door. I hurriedly finished and came out, and I said, which I thought was quite good, I said, "There we are. You're next in line for the throne."
It's a slightly hurtful remark to make to Prince Harry, of course, though. Because
No, David,
he'll be bitterly aware that he's not next in line.
Bless his little heart. Right, next one. I asked you what time-saving method Captain Lisa Nowak used to drive 1,000 miles. Any ideas?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We know this.
OK, well, Lily, let's go to Lily. Come on.
She wore a nappy all the way there to piss into, so she didn't have to stop.
She wore a nappy all the way there so she could do a dirty
Or a
business.
shit, yeah.
Or a shit, yes. It does strike me as a bit weird, because the only reason she'd gone there was because she had a love rival that she was trying to kidnap. And you think, well, the love rival probably didn't stink of piss and shit. That's probably what turned your fella's head. Nolan Russell, what have you got for this one?
There was some... We disagreed here. Noel put... Well, tell them.
Rocket made from wheat.
Yeah, the clue really was time-saving method she used to drive.
You do drive rockets.
Yeah, how do you think they get to the moon, stupid?
OK, next one. You saw the children of Mitchellbrook Primary acting out a new story, but what did you think they were acting out? Rob and David, what have you got?
David Beckham and his wife Victoria going to Los Angeles to play for the LA Galaxy team. He wanted to play for the LA Minstrels or the LA Snickers.
That is a very,
Rob Brydon,
very
everyone.
accessible piece of material.
Well, you're absolutely right. Beckham going to Los Angeles.
going to
I noticed
LA.
that, Lily, you've added something to your answer there. What have you
Well,
put?
just because when you said the question, you said which news item are they acting out, and it's not really. I find it quite offensive referring to Posh and Beck's moving to Los Angeles as news.
But a astronaut shitting in a nappy, you're fine with that as current affairs, but this Beckham thing, you draw a line.
Then they are better known than the astronaut.
They are.
So I suppose it's a question. If they had shat in a nappy,
yeah,
that would have been massive. We wouldn't have been hearing about Iraq for years.
What's got Nolan Russell?
It was about ennui. The sense of boredom and loss, futility within life, a vague fatigue of being.
And they were very good as well.
They captured it.
The Nippers, they were good.
Really captured
They're
that
7
ennui.
years old. We didn't make them do a play about ennui.
What was it about? Something to do with the news? Oh, this happened this year. Let's do it about that. Ennui. It gives them kids something to focus
When
on.
you're a kid, you don't watch the news. Imagine how bored they were reenacting your stupid little story.
Which probably helped them to capture ennui, ironically.
Yeah.
That is the incorrect answer. No points there, I'm afraid.
Ooh! Oh, God, no.
Let's have a look at the scores. OK, Rob and David have 5 points. Lily and Jonathan have 5 points.
done this last
Nolan Russell, incredibly, have 2. Well done. OK, we're going to take a quick commercial break now, so stay put. And if you're thinking about calling one of those singles chat lines because you're lonely, then don't bother, because David Mitchell's phone is going to be switched off for at least the next 2 hours. See you in a minute. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. Let's crack straight on with some reminders about what happened in March and April. Phone-in scandals rock TV. Apparently people that phone GMTV competitions have been ripped off. Not just by GMTV, but ripped off by genetics, the educational system, common sense and God. If you're a GMTV viewer, let me just explain that joke for you. You're a fucking idiot. And Paris Hilton was sentenced to jail. Her family were worried it would damage her reputation. Her reputation? What as, a cock-sucking layabout? Paris was on Suicide Watch, which I think was hosted by Bill Oddie. Come on, you definitely watched that, wouldn't you? OK, you ready for some more questions?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I got questions for you. OK. Right, round 2. Here's a clip of Naomi Campbell dressed to the nines. Have a look at this. OK. What I want you to tell me is, what had she just been doing? Audience, don't you encourage them either. You boys, think of something nice.
You all right?
We are.
Next question. In March, airline passenger Paul Trinder was horrified after being told by British Airways executives to get over it after he filed a complaint. What was the complaint?
Yeah.
Oh, we switched
I missed
off.
that,
What's
sorry.
that?
No, I noticed that you'd all pretty much, apart from the good boys on the end. Well done.
Can we stay behind after the recording and help stack the chairs? Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Carr.
OK. In March, airline passenger Paul Trinder was horrified after being told by British Airways executives to get over it after he filed a complaint. What was the complaint?
No, it was.
You
So,
just
so
asked us
executives
that.
at British Airways went, get over it, mate.
tag it.
And, or maybe they didn't say mate, but that was the general gist.
Get over it, sir. I'm sure they said.
Yeah, get over it, sir.
Get over it, sir. Fuck off, sir.
So what was his complaint? Okay. Yeah. What did the Iranian president... He looks like he's about to say, pull my finger, doesn't he? The question is this. What did the Iranian president give to the great British public that he referred to as an Easter gift? A lovely Easter gift. It really does look suspect when you whisper to Lily.
I was talking about you. Jimmy has got quite a big arse.
Now you've got me all mixed up trying to use an electronic pen on normal paper. How stupid do I feel?
I tried to use the electro pen to write on there.
Oh.
It was like Tron.
Jesus wept. OK, next question. What did Stephen Hawking do for his birthday this year?
Which one's Stephen Hawking?
Which one's Stephen Hawking? He's the one that sounds like a speak and spell. I mean, no disrespect, I'm just putting it into terms that Noel will understand.
He's not the singer of that group.
That's Justin Hawkins you're getting him confused with. He's in the darkness.
That's it, yeah.
Stephen Hawking is sometimes in the darkness if he can't reach the light.
OK, for our next question, it's over to sweary super chef Gordon Ramsay. Let's have a look.
Oh, I like him.
Hi, Jimmy. You may remember that Hugh Grant got arrested for throwing a certain food product at the paparazzi. But do the panel remember what that food product was?
What?
Yes.
OK, so what did Hugh Grant throw at the paparazzi?
Is that your I've done it right dance? Oh, I've done it right in LDN. Oh, yeah.
We've moved on from there now.
What was the lovely new song you sang to me earlier? Lovely new song. Tell us a song. I liked it. I thought it was adorable.
I was with my dad and his wife and my assistant, Emily, and loads of people. We were all sitting around, and I went, you know, my nipples really hurt today. And she's... and my dad's wife said, oh, maybe you're pregnant. And I said, no, I'm not pregnant. And my dad went, were you telling me that you and your boyfriend have had sex? And I went, well, yes, but I didn't think you could have sex from having it in the bum-bum. A song about it, which goes...
How does the song go? It's an adorable song.
I didn't know you could get pregnant from the bum-bum.
Not only a song, but also helpful advice. And an insight into Lily's world. And Bum Bum.
Bum bum.
It's a great new sound from Lily Allen. You can look forward to that, kids.
June, coming at you.
OK, let's crack straight on and see how much you knew about March and April. OK, I asked you what a rather glamorous-looking Naomi Campbell had just been doing. What have you all got? Rob and David.
She had completed her community service.
Correct. What have you got, Lily and Jonathan?
Servicing the community.
OK, you've made that more fun. Well done. And you've gone for...
Plain violence.
And washing the roads.
And I believe we started to write Anting, but then Noel drew an aeroplane.
Well, Lily, Jonathan, Rob, David... I think actually you all get... do you get a point? Yeah. Because Naomi Campbell was, in fact, cleaning floors as part of her community service. What complaint prompted British Airways to tell passenger Paul Trinder to get over it? What have you all put?
Well, this is a fantastic story where they sat this man next to a dead body, a corpse. And he complained, where I would think if you're sat next to a dead body, it's actually a good thing, because you don't have any elbow issues you have to contend with. And if he's by the window, he's not going to be trying to get past you to go to the loo, is he? I would love to sit next to a corpse.
David, how do you feel about that?
I am sitting next to the corpse.
Only in terms of the stiffness that she's using that reference.
And that was a lovely little gag from Lily Allen there.
One.
And the Bum Bum song, what I'm well into. I've learned an important lesson from that Bum Bum song.
And me.
We can save a fortune on paternity suites, Noel. Bum Bum. They can't get pregnant in the Bum Bum.
I'm not sure what a paternity suite is. I imagine...
It's the E for a dad.
OK, so they put him next to a dead body is the correct answer, I believe. Lily, Jonathan, what have you put?
We put dead person was sat next to him first class, but I disagree with you. You would make a fuss. Also, didn't they move him? Wasn't he in another class and then he died and they moved him up to first class? And I would have thought, OK, if you're going to give someone the lovely treat of an upgrade, don't wait till they're fucking dead first.
Do you reckon if he was in a coma and he woke up, they'd make him go back in economy?
OK, what did you put for this?
I believe we put plane crash.
So you thought a BA executive told a passenger to get over it when the plane crashed?
Actually, I think apparently surveys say that when there is a plane crash, they don't get many complaints afterwards. Not only was everyone rude, the check-in took forever, then I caught fire. And that's when I said, I'm going to write. I saw the skin burning off my finger.
OK, let's move on, OK? I asked you, what did the Iranian president give us as an Easter gift? Your answers.
We've put it humorously.
This is our first funny answer.
Yeah. He said he released semen. We've made it sound like he jizzed.
And yet we've spelt it correctly.
We have spelt it correctly. We do get the point.
Yeah.
We've written hostages. Jimmy's got a fat ass.
Just an observation.
Fine, OK. What hostages? He gave us the hostages back, OK, I will accept that. Noel and Russell, what have you got?
We wrote belt holes for eyes.
Can we have a look at the picture? Yes, he does appear to have belt holes for eyes.
Oh, and hostages and snacks.
That's what hostages is right, so there's a right answer in there somewhere.
So we get a point?
Yeah, you do get a point. You said hostages. Well done. I just want to confirm the Easter gift that we received, and we're very grateful for it, was the return of 15 sailors that he had been holding captive because apparently they were in Iranian waters, which is obviously nonsense because Britannia rules the waves. You do, it's in a song. It's like you can't get pregnant in the bum. You just know it 'cause it's in the song. OK. What did Stephen Hawking do for his birthday this year? Noel, Russell, I don't even want to ask.
We started with killed a priest.
With his mind.
OK, you don't get a point for that. What have you got, Lily and Jonathan?
He flew up high to experience zero gravity is the correct answer, I believe, that you would accept. However, I happen to know that there was a mistake involved and that, in actual fact, what he had typed in using his head thing was that he wanted to meet his hero from the musical Cats, McTavity. So he wrote, I want to experience hero McTavity, and it came out as zero gravity. Of course, by then they'd separated him from his marvellous magical machine, and he could only communicate via blinking and strange hand movements, and that wasn't enough, and they thought maybe he was enjoying himself while floating around in the plane, which, let's face it, if you spent all your life in a wheelchair, you wouldn't actually enjoy, would you, really? Floating around like this and thinking, it's bad enough downstairs, every fucker pushing me wherever they want me to go. Here, they're using me like a ping-pong ball.
It's a correct answer. David and Rob, what have you got?
We've got he floated around. But we meant the zero gravity. We didn't mean he just floated around the house having a lazy day. Because he can't do that. He's severely disabled.
I can confirm this year Stephen Hawking went on a zero-gravity flight, OK? Last one. Gordon Ramsay asked you what foodstuff Hugh Grant threw at the paparazzi. What have you got?
Well, the full answer, which maybe they won't have, he threw baked beans, but not in a tin, in fact, in a Tupperware container. Well, yes, he did. He was annoyed by the paparazzi. He said, this really isn't bloody on, just wait there a minute. And he went in, opened a tin of beans. And I'm not going to throw them in the tin, that could do some real damage. Emptied them into Tupperware, sealed the lid carefully, checked it. Right, now you bloody well stand still.
That is, of course, the correct answer. Lily and Jonathan.
We did put bakey beans, which I believe, but we didn't. We knew they were in Tupperware. We just didn't think it was worth mentioning.
OK, Noel and Russell, what did Hugh Grant throw at the paparazzi?
Well, actually, we put a Tron suit from the film Tron.
Well, you're absolutely wrong.
Luckily, we did put or pork. What's worrying, actually, Jimmy, is that the instant that question was asked, Noel turned to me and went, it was baked beans. Gordon Ramsay threw baked beans. And I looked at him with pride and joy, and he said, we ain't fucking putting that, though. Genuine point.
OK, it's time now for our bonus round. How much do you remember about the year's TV? Here's a little something to jog your memory. It's a montage of this year's TV.
Have a nice evening.
Escort, hooker, prostitute, whore, I don't mind what you call me. That's just semantics.
So I'm right. We both are. Just as long as I'm more right than you.
Do they find the defendant, Tracy Lynette Barlow, guilty or not guilty of murder?
Guilty.
Don't turn your back, don't look away, and don't blink.
Spooky Doctor Who there. OK, that was Doctor Who telling you not to blink. What I'd like to know is what would happen if you would ignore Doctor Who's advice and blinked.
I know,
whoa.
I know.
Write it down. All right, you all got something for that? Rob and David, my favourites.
Thank you very much. We've written turn to stone.
That is the wrong answer.
Yeah, it's wrong.
OK, Jonathan Lily, what's your answer?
We wrote, Doctor Who, statues come alive. Because if you blink, then they come alive and get closer to you. And every time you blink, they get closer to you. And I've also drawn a picture of the TARDIS, a picture of a Dalek, and a picture of Billy Piper. What shenanigans is this?
What they've done is they've copied the wrong answer. This is classic exam room cheating. This is how cheats get found out. You've heard them say turn to stone, you thought they're bright boys, they probably got it right. Well, they didn't get it right. The answer is, in fact, that if you blink, the statues send you back in time because they're evil. You're getting a point for that, Jonathan. Right, next one. OK, have a look at this picture of sweating funny man Eddie Large on ITV's Have I Been Here Before?
Oh, yeah, I've seen this. This is brilliant.
What experience was he undergoing when that photo was taken?
No, he's not. Have you seen this?
Yes.
Did you know what it is, then?
Don't get all beef in my face, girl.
Listen, Jonathan, right?
OK, on to the answers. What have you got? Rob and David?
Past life regression.
You've got
Regression.
OK. Noel and Russell.
Well, he is cruelly subjugating his partner, Sid Little, sex-wise.
So you think in that photo, Sid Little is...
Just at the bottom of the frame, performing an act on Eddie, with or without consent, possibly in a Tron suit.
Well, Lily doesn't know what Tron is. She's got no idea what you're talking about.
It's a bit like bumming, but more electric.
OK. Shall we... let's have... well, you got it right. It was regression, past life regression. It's... David, you're a historian. I think you'll enjoy this because some of the historical fact is so detailed. It's incredible. It really does make you believe in it. Have a look.
Regression therapist Andrea Fowkes believes that if Eddie is in a state of deep relaxation, he'll be able to access the part of his brain where memories of his past lives are stored.
Wearing any clothes?
I'm wearing a kilt. I'm in Scotland.
And do you have a name?
I'm Jock. Jim Campbell. Me, Jockey Campbell. From the Highlands. We want to fight everyone.
And who are you fighting?
Probably the English.
And what year is it?
18 something. Might be 17 something, I don't know. We're gonna batter the English.
And where are you hoping to batter them?
I don't know. Some field. They always pick a massive field for battles.
Well, I have to say, I'm convinced. There's no way you could know that kind of period detail. Jock Campbell could be a Scottish name. There were battles in the 17th, 18th and 19th
Where did the battles
centuries.
take place, David?
Often in a large field.
OK, here to ask our final TV bonus question, I've got two very special visitors. Will you please welcome the King of the Jungle and his gorgeous campmate? It's Christopher Biggins and Cerys Matthews.
Very good. Nice to see you. Very good to see you.
Well, firstly, congratulations. I'm thrilled that you're here.
Thank you. It's nice to be here, isn't it?
Very nice. Hello, how are you?
I'm all right, thanks, Christopher.
You can call me Biggins.
I certainly shall. I might drop the last syllable.
They all say that.
Not afterwards, they're usually crying.
What was the hardest thing about being in the jungle?
Biggins. They say it's all about Mark, but actually it was Biggins.
And was it a proper romance in there? Was it lovely?
It was lovely, but we didn't have a romance, we were just getting on.
That's as far as I've ever got with a girl. I think that's a romance. Sounds lovely. You've got a question for us concerning this year's television.
Yes.
Obviously, you were the high point. It's about another show.
Yes, absolutely.
So the big show this year was Heroes.
And have a look at this quote. Can you fill in the missing words? Save the blank, save the blank.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, this is easy. Come on.
Not easy for Russell and Noel, who haven't had a night in about 14 years.
Is this something one of the characters said in the show?
Yes, it is. Isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's like sort of like the catchphrase for the whole series.
Get away from
Yeah.
me.
Don't people
Oh, well, I know. Yeah, well, it's probably...
Fuck off, Goth.
Yeah, it's sort of a catchphrase for the show, in the same way as "fuck off, goth" is a catchphrase for this show. Rob Brydon.
Get off, Brian. Lily will have nightmares about you creeping up behind her now.
No, Biggins! Biggins! Just because they're pretty, you can't do that.
And they gave me money.
I looked away for one moment and Russell Brand had seduced Biggins. It's all I could have expected.
Biggins, are you in Panto this year?
Sadly, I'm not.
What?
No, I know. 12 o'clock and still no sign of Dick. No, will not be heard from this sound this year.
Well, I think it will be.
Sadly, no.
OK, well, let's have a look and see what they've got first before we tell them. So, Rob and David, you thought it was Save the Planet, Save the Planet?
Yeah.
No. Lily and Jonathan.
Save the cheerleader, save the planet.
No. Russell, Noel?
Read it and weep, Bryden.
Save the cheerleader, save the world.
Biggins showed them.
No, I'm sorry, I did not. You must have been mistaken.
Thanks, Christopher.
I really don't you think, don't you?
I can't believe it. He's only been here for 2 minutes. He's turning it into a panto. People in the audience going, "Oh, he did. He's behind you. He cheated."
Nice, though, isn't it?
Oh, yes, he did.
OK, ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for Christopher Biggins and Karis Matthews.
Good to see you.
Stop trying to get off with people. Let's have a look at the scores. Rob and David have 11 points. Lily and Jonathan have 12 points. Noel and Russell have 5 points. OK, we're going to have another little break now. See you in a minute. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. And so, like a 1950s threesome with 2 dinner ladies, we eagerly enter May and June. Kate Moss brought out a range of clothes for Topshop. It's the first time anyone's ever said Kate Moss's rack was impressive. Mel B made Eddie Murphy take a paternity test. Surely there's no need for that. Just stick the kid in a movie and see if it's unfunny. And Bernard Manning died. It was a black day for comedy, which he wouldn't have approved of. Right, on to the questions. I want you to take a look at this picture clue and simply say what you see. Don't shout out if you know it. Just write it down.
Start burns down.
Shh, don't say out loud. When he says don't say
We've
out loud,
already got
don't
it.
say out loud.
Shut up, you.
I've already got it. Well, I just heard Noel go, those are scissors. So I'm pretty confident they're on the case themselves. OK, let's crack straight on with the next one. Here's a clip of respected BBC journalist John Sweeney going mental on an edition of Panorama.
You listen to me for a second. You're accusing members of my religion of engaging in brainwashing.
No, Tommy, you stop!
Brainwashing!
No, listen to me! You were not there at the beginning of that interview! You were not there! You did not hear or record all the interview! Do you understand?
Brainwashing.
OK, what I want to know is, what was the programme about? What was that edition of Panorama all about?
Yoghurt.
No, Noel, it wasn't yoghurt. Have a look at this clip of celebrities at the National Television Awards. What are they talking about?
I'm hoping it's going to grow on me. If I'm honest, it wasn't quite what I was expecting.
It's like modern and really like, I mean, everyone here is so ahead of America in fashion.
Fucking diabolical, actually.
Give me 500 grand and I'll give you 10, which are better than that. Seriously, it's terrible.
Bright and cheerful.
It would have made a great set of placemats.
Apparently it's bad if you're an epileptic. I don't know.
Did you see the papers when they tried and showed other people's ones?
I don't know, it's not pink. I mean, the twins design it.
I love it. Oh my God, that's so good. Love it, love it.
Love it, love it.
Love it.
What are they talking about? There you go. Have you all got something? OK. What was unusual about the star of the Prostate Cancer Research Foundation's groundbreaking TV ad? OK. This year's book charts were once again dominated by the autobiographies of people more usually found on the pages of Heat. Can the panel tell me the author of the following extract, lovingly brought to life here by our narrator-in-residence, the legendary John Hurt?
Chapter 18, K and P. Everyone in the world saw Kate arrive in her magical carriage. Everyone except me. I was in the bathroom having a cigarette to calm my nerves. I could hear the helicopters, but I wasn't allowed to peek out in case a photo was taken. I was hearing what everyone else was seeing. I could picture Kate arriving in the carriage, and I could hear the people cheering. I could hear the trumpeters playing. Oh, I was so excited. As I stood at the altar, I knew I was going to burst out crying. I walked into the room and I remember Vanessa Phelps winking at me as if to say, good on you. I'm proud of you.
Beautifully written, I'm sure you'll agree.
Beautifully read.
Okay.
Just does show you, with the right actor, you can get through any old crap, can't you?
Yeah, that's really putting him to the test, though, isn't it? OK, let's see how you did in that round. OK, you saw our Say What You See picture clue, but what news story did it represent? What have you got? Let's go to Rob Brydon and David Mitchell.
The scissors cut, tease, arc, burns down.
Exactly right. Jonathan and Lily?
Lily got it.
Burns down. That's me doing it. It's Stephen Hawking.
It's catching on.
Lovely. OK, and Noel and Russell.
Well, we've got it right. We've mentioned that you broke our spirits at the top of the page. And Noel has done a wonderful drawing of John Hurt.
Well, so, OK, so you get a point, but also sorry for breaking your spirits. How did we break your spirits? I'm sorry.
Well, it's the bullying.
The bullying?
A lot of bullying has gone on, and we invited Christopher Biggins to join our team. We were very keen to have him. We offered him a place under the table. That was considered distasteful by everyone except Christopher, who said it would taste lovely.
OK, the next one. You saw a clip of John Sweeney going mental, but what was that edition of Panorama about? What have you all written? Scientology, Scientologists, Scientology. You're all absolutely right. I showed you a clip from the National TV Awards, but what were the various celebs talking about? What are your answers?
Well, when the first one said... What did he say first of all? He said something like... Oh,
diabolical.
That's diabolical. I'm not making this up. That's what Lily wrote straight away, was Jimmy Carr's jokes. Then we pulled it back in and we came up with the Olympic logo.
Oh, yeah, I can just about see it in the bottom there. Well, you might get a point for that, then.
Thank you.
You've gone for...
We went for an Olympic logo, although Rob sort of wrote Olympic
My
Loge.
tag.
I don't know what the Loge is.
Russell and Noel, what have you got?
We are upset by this series of images. When we watched that, Noel and I it was difficult for us to consume the information. We didn't know what they were talking about. It made us feel giddy and unwell.
OK, well, it was, of course, the Olympic logo they were talking about, which they were basically saying was a bit shit and expensive, which I think is very apt for the London Olympics, which will be a bit shit and expensive.
Can I say something about the Cutty Sark?
Yes, you can, if you like.
What the fuck is that? The Cutty Sark, what is it? It was a boat, not that old a boat.
It was a tea clipper,
essentially a lorry. Transporting tea. How interesting can it be? It's not like the HMS Victory, there are no guns on it. What do? You go on it, they say, well, this is the sails that the wind blew and it went, and this is where the people lived, and the rest of it, yeah, that's where they stuck the tea. And that's going to take 2.5 minutes. I suspect it was burnt down by someone who'd been made to visit it as a child. I couldn't believe how boring it was.
Yeah,
They'd been promised HMS Belfast and they got the Cutty Sark.
idea of who might have burnt it down?
Who? Me? Oh, no. That's entirely... I can prove I was burning down another boring...
Was it the Pencil Museum in Warwick you were at?
Yes. I was posting another turd through their letterbox. Every bank holiday.
What was unusual about the start of the prostate cancer advert? What have you come up with?
It was poor Bob Monkhouse.
He was dead. That was what was unusual about him. He was dead. Although I'd contend that it's not that unusual to be dead. More people are dead than are alive.
Jonathan and Lily.
We put the star, Monkhouse, is dead. Posthumous advert.
Russell and Noel, what have you got for this?
We thought it was unusual because it starred a talking dragon. I don't think that's the right answer, is it?
And also, I like the way there's wrinkled bits of paper, like you really worked on that. No, that first draft just isn't good enough. We need to come up with a better answer.
A talking cat, and then a lying skeleton, a twee vampire, and we thought, it's a talking dragon.
It's obvious. It's been staring us in the face.
I found out it's Bob Monkhouse.
It is in fact Bob Monkhouse who starred in the advert. Let's have a look at the ad.
Just when you thought it was safe to turn on your TV again, here I am.
Gosh, 4 years already. Doesn't time fly? What killed me kills 1 man per hour in Britain. That's even more than my wife's cooking. Let's face it, as a comedian, I died many deaths. Prostate cancer, I don't recommend.
Did he do that before he died, or was that
No,
CGI?
he did that afterwards. He did a special effects sort of thing afterwards.
I think that there was some stuff in from a documentary, and then they used a voiceover artist. We don't get very serious now. They used a voiceover artist, and they used a body double, and they manipulated it. I think that was it.
While we're here, I think I might as well do mine for syphilis now. For God's sake, kids, wear a condom. Don't have it off with everyone you meet. He, for example, can be a lot of aggro. Christopher Biggins, very gentle. Give him a whirl. Watch out for the syphilis now. Bye!
OK, next one. You saw John Hurt reading from a literary masterpiece, but who was the author? Your answers.
Peter Andre.
Peter Andre's autobiography, Rob and David. Correct. Have you read that, David?
No, I haven't. Although it was interesting that the bit that was read out very well by John Hurt, it seemed to have a proper sentence structure. So, you know, obviously he had a lot of help from someone.
Possibly a grown-up.
Yeah.
Good point, well made. What have you got there?
We put Katie and Peter Andre because we knew it was about them. And what did we write at the bottom there? Or something.
But you don't get a point for that.
Oh, no, we should get
the words Peter Andre
half
in it.
point. It's got Peter Andre there.
Where did these half points come from? There's no half points in this. Let's just celebrate a moment here. Let's just all come together and celebrate something magical that's happened at Christmas. Nolan Russell, what have you put?
We quite simply put Peter Andre. We didn't muck about. We wrote the answer. We knew it was the correct answer. We wrote it down.
They got the right answer. We're all very impressed. Well done.
On top of that, I have a shoe.
Which we will lose for editing purposes.
You can keep a shoe.
Apparently we can't, because then we've got to show them the shoe. It's going to be...
No shoe! What is this?
Well, can I get Rob and David to clean up the mess? Let's have a look and see if you're right.
That was an extract from the autobiography of Peter Andre, Jordan's husband. Lucky devil.
He's pretty cool, isn't he? John Hurt. Oh, brilliant. OK, time to play a game we like to call Guess Who I Am. I'm going to introduce someone who came to public attention this year. I want you to tell me why he was in the news. Here he is, our mystery guest. Hello, sir. Now, panellists, you can ask this man questions. He was in the news this year. He was in the papers. Yeah? You can ask him questions. He can answer yes or no. Is that OK? That's fine, yeah. Answer yes or no. He'll tell you why he was in the news.
Did you meet Christopher Biggins backstage?
No.
Good, because he was randy when he left here. And you're a bit of a hunk.
So are you.
We've got... Hello! There's room under the desk.
I don't know. You're in the tabloids. Are you a love rat of some sort?
No.
Are you a disgraced former chairman of Northern Rock?
You look quite masculine, though. I bet. Are you a soldier? Are you back from the wars? Are you involved in the fight in Iraq or Iran? Or...
Are you a gay gentleman?
No.
Do you like shepherd's pie?
Yes.
OK, not gay like shepherd's pie. I think I've got it. Have you appeared on television in the last 12 months?
Oh, yes.
Sort of. I think the story...
Have you or haven't you?
Personally, no.
Are you 3 minutes old?
No.
Were you in the papers because of some mistake or misunderstanding?
No.
Oh.
You could argue a mistake. I mean, I'm not sure how you view it, but you could argue a mistake.
Is bird flu your fault?
No.
Were you mistaken for Britney Spears after she shaved her hair off?
No.
Can you give us a clue?
I'll give you a clue. It involves the publishing event of the year, nay, of the century. OK? It involves something that was published this year.
Bible too.
Don't shout out, just write down what you think it might be. But something was published this year, and then an announcement was made about one of the characters that changed...
I know what it is.
Something that this man had done.
Oh, you poor thing. That must have come as a terrible blow to you.
OK, right, we're ready. Rob and David, what have you got? What do you think this man did?
Dumbledore's gay tattoo on his back, which he now bitterly regrets, in beautiful calligraphic handwriting.
OK, slightly less beautifully put, Lily Allen, Jonathan Ross.
Tattoo Harry Potter.
Scene.
OK, and what have you got, Nolan Russell?
A tattoo that condemns a volatile religion.
Oh, it's fairly close. Would you care to tell them what exactly happened?
Yeah, I had a tattoo last year with Dumbledore, and then this year J.K. Rowling said that he was gay.
This is Paul Croft, by the way. Lovely Paul
Hello,
Croft.
Paul.
OK, now, let's not grill Paul on any kind of homophobia. There's none going on. What happened was he had a tattoo of a wizard done. Can we have a look at the tattoo of the wizard?
Yeah.
It's quite something. Look at it. It's not a small tattoo. It's quite a big fella.
It's a big one.
That's a big tattoo of a wizard. And then you get a tattoo of a wizard, you think, well, that's fine, that's something that just blokes do. And then it's announced that wizard is gay. Some people at work teased him a little bit about that tattoo. A round of applause for the tattoo, ladies and gentlemen. What did the fellas at work say about the tattoo?
Basically, when was I getting Graham Norton tattooed on the other side?
When are you getting Graham Norton tattooed on the other side? I don't want to bring back the memories, but is there any chance of that?
Very slim.
Is Graham Norton gay?
The other thing I like about your tattoo, because you've got Dumbledore down one side, a gay wizard, lovely. I think that brightens up your back no end. Then you've got your children's names on the other side on a beautiful scroll.
Yeah.
I like the way you've left a bit of room. Just like you've gone, there's a bit of life in this yet. Who knows, we might have some more.
You never know, dear.
It's a lovely thought.
Not with a gay wizard on your back, you ain't getting any action. You're not bothered about it, are you?
No, I don't regret it at all.
Doesn't regret it in the least. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a man with a wonderful tattoo of Dumbledore on his back. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Paul Croft. Well, thanks again to Paul Croft there for coming on with his magnificent tattoo. Let's have a look at the scores at the end of that. Rob and Dave have 17 points. Lily and Jonathan have 17 points, neck and neck. Noel and Russell are eating a banana. They have 8 points. We've got to take a break now, so David and Rob have time for some last-minute revision. Squares. See you in a minute. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. If you're just joining us and you're trying out Channel 4 for the first time on a Christmas whim, hello, I'm Jimmy Carr, and basically, I run the place with my brother Alan. Let's remind ourselves of what happened in July and August. Now, this is a very special edition of the Big Fat Quiz as it marks the 10th anniversary of the death in Paris of a much-loved figure, Henri Paul, the people's chauffeur. Princess Diana's memorial concert was, of course, held at Wembley in July. People said it's what she would have wanted, but I'm not sure she would have wanted a memorial concert at all. The BBC angered the Queen with a misleading trail. She thought Titty Bang Bang was on after the Mighty Boosh, not before. Right, time for some more quiz. OK, first question. It's over to the boys from Take That.
Hi, Jimmy. We had a hit single with Rule the World, but which new rule brought in this year was publicly flouted by Keith Richards, Charles Kennedy and Pete Doherty?
OK, so what new rule was flouted by those celebs? Noel Fielding mainly eating bananas at this stage of the evening.
Gonna write with it.
OK. In the infamous Crown Gate affair, the Queen appeared to be storming out of a photo shoot. What did the edited footage imply she was cross about? So she wasn't really cross about anything, but what did it imply she was cross about?
With these guys in the front, nothing can go wrong.
Banana mascots.
Banana mascots. In July, what controversial confession was made by a plethora of ministers, including the Home Secretary, the Transport Secretary and the Chancellor? OK. Russell and Noel, I don't imagine you have any problems with this.
Those words, I recognise them all, but in that order, it was just like a poem.
OK.
Masturbating in the House of Commons.
We're just sharing some fantasies here.
OK. In August, the Bolivian Parliament met to discuss corruption in the judicial system, as I'm sure you are all aware. What was surprising about the end of that parliamentary session in the Bolivian Parliament?
I don't really know what happens in the Parliament over here. Certainly not what happens in the Bolivian Parliament, to be honest with you. Do you follow this sort of thing yourself?
Well, I did see this in the news.
Okay.
And that's why it's in the quiz. OK. Last question for this round. For our next question, it's over to the Channel 4 newsroom, where Jon Snow is reporting on one of 2007's best-loved songs. Can you name the song?
Well, if you thought this summer's weather was worse than usual, you'd be correct. A meteorological report from America confirms that precipitation is in fact now occurring more frequently than ever. Following an announcement of the findings, a spokeswoman extended an offer of shelter under a protective device that she intended to provide. For Channel 4 News, I'm Jon Snow. Oh, oh, eh, eh, eh.
That was amazing!
If you're not familiar with Channel 4 News, that's how he ends every report. It's well worth catching.
I think seeing something like that, if you saw something like that happen in the real news, you know, that would be one of the signs that you're going mad. And suddenly you see something that doesn't make sense at all. Like a whole wall turns into an apple. Surely that's not within the bounds of possibilities. Like, oh, that'll be it. I'm going mad. See what I mean?
OK. Do you want the answers to this round? Of course you do.
Yes, please.
Not bothered.
Fine. Take That asked you which rule Keith Richards, Charles Kennedy and Pete Doherty publicly flouted this year. What have you all put?
Smoking ban.
Smoking ban.
It was a smoking ban.
It
by
was
the
a
smoking ban.
Smoking ban. There you
Up
go.
the bum, bum, bum.
Nice bit of crimping for you.
Yeah.
Style.
That was crimping, wasn't it?
Explain to Rob crimping. Look, he's so angry.
Lily, Jonathan, do a bit of crimping for the two boys at the end.
Smoky, 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 smoky. Put it in your mouth and you go choky, choky. That's why they ban it.
Oh, can we get a proper bit of crimping off you?
Come on, come on!
Miso, Oriental prince in the land of soup.
Crouton, crouton.
Crunchy friends in a liquid broth.
Felt like I was bullying you into crimping. Let's work some up. We'll do a whole album together.
OK. Ross and Noel, you've gone for?
Which question? The first
one,
question,
yeah.
we've just simply answered it. And also, we did find time to label everything on our table. Banana, lid, broken paper and a cup there. Also, Noel has fashioned banana battlements and also a correct answer.
Banana battlement. So if I try to attack you now...
You better get the arrows through these gaps here.
And let's go back to Take That for the answer.
The answer is the smoking ban.
Brilliant. OK.
Mark Owen's quite sweet, isn't he? But they wouldn't let him speak because he would have said the smoking ban.
OK, in the Crown Gate affair, what did the Queen appear to be cross about? What did you come up with?
Being told to take off her dressy crown.
That is pretty much the correct answer. What did you go for, Jonathan?
Wearing the crown.
OK, I'll go with that. You get a point for that. What have you gone for, Noel and Russell?
Angry about Edith because it made her look cross.
Being cross doesn't... Because I said, why was she cross?
Well, I remember the Queen being vaguely cross about something, but I thought that might have been when I met her, and I did inappropriately touch her.
Oh, yeah, you met her recently. What did you think she made of you? Did she know who you were?
We connected genitally. And we got on quite well. She seemed like a sort of she seemed like a nice lady, kind of like all regal she were, all sort of looking at me so friendly.
The Queen was all regal.
You found her surprisingly posh, did you?
She ever so posh, up herself a bit. I know, she got tickets on herself, this bird. Wind your neck in, love.
Is she sick?
What did you actually say to her when you met her? Because they present you to her at the Royal Variety Show afterwards and they go in and they go, this is Russell Brand, he is the cheeky Dickensian comedian. What did you say to her back? What did you say?
I goes, you know that fella broke into your house, you want to get your door mended, love, so I'll be right in.
And did she look hopeful?
She went, fingers crossed, you silly ass!
OK, well, I can tell you the answer to this was she was told by photographer Anne Leibowitz to remove her tiara. It's the correct answer. I asked you what a plethora of MPs admitted to in July of this year. What have you all written? OK, Robin, David, my
They
favourites?
once smoked dope.
That is the correct answer. OK, Lily, Jonathan?
We didn't know, so we wondered whether they admitted to having a quick shufti in the House of Commons.
You thought they admitted to masturbating in the House of Commons?
Possibly, yes.
You would, wouldn't you, though, if you were...
I've been into the House of Commons, and at no point did I get an erection.
Yeah, but if you had to work there all the time...
If I had to work there all the time, of course, I'd be knocking one out left, right and centre.
Yeah, and also the people that do work there are aroused by power. So they see a statue of Lloyd George, and that really does it for them.
Nolan Russell, what answer have you given?
We put they all admitted to smoking dope while they were students.
I think... Is that what you put? I knew that cape would come in handy eventually.
Yeah,
Put that.
we just put they all admitted to smoking dope while students. We put it on our pads, it came out on the computer, unless there's been a terrible glitch.
Bryden's changed it.
Because it seems to say none of them are actual secretaries.
Yeah, Defence Secretary, Foreign Secretary, Home Secretary, ask them to do some typing, they can't do it.
You should get a point for that. That was nearly a proper joke.
OK, so the correct answer is yes, they all admitted to smoking cannabis. OK, what was the surprise end to the Bolivian parliamentary debate?
They started fighting.
That is the exact right answer, I think. What have you gone for, Jonathan?
We put they took loads of hooter, chop and pop.
Drugs, gack, chop and pop. That's just the way we roll. We know all the words for the white juice. them stuff that them use in Bolivia.
What have you gone for, Nolan Russell?
It ended in violence, we put.
I think it's the correct answer, put in a very sort of poetic way.
That's rather lovely.
Let's have a little look. This is the Bolivian Parliament. This is like our House of Commons.
Yeah, but it might have been...
I like that. Did you see that fat man in the blue? He was really punching someone, and then he got kicked, and he'd had enough. He tried to back off. And then a little man came with really fast fists, and then you could see the big man was going, all right, I came in too strong. He winded me, leave it out.
Imagine if Gordon Brown did that to Cameron. I mean, he would just, like, win with a landslide then. It would just be like, all this rubbish that's happening now,
Shows
be over.
They give a shit, don't they, in Bolivia? Whatever they're arguing about matters to those guys.
Exactly.
Nobody gives a shit in our parliament anymore, do they? They're just thinking about wanking off over a statue of Lloyd George.
Passion, isn't it?
Yeah.
OK, Jon Snow read out a news story based on the lyrics of a 2007 hit song. What was your answer?
Oh, the Umbrella Song by Rihanna.
Correct. What did you go for?
Well, it's just
Umbrella.
Umbrella, yes.
Umbrella. And you've got?
umbrella.
Which is the correct answer. Yes, you get a point. Now time for another bonus round, and this one is about the best internet viral videos of 2007. OK? One of the year's biggest viral videos featured the inmates of a prison in the Philippines taking part in a rather unusual form of rehabilitation. What was it? So there's a viral video that people sent on their computers to each other, and it was people doing a kind of rehabilitation. Right. What was that rehabilitation? What do you think they might have been doing in a prison yard in the Philippines?
Right.
OK, let's have a look and see what you put for this.
They all danced to Thriller by Michael Jackson, just like the video.
Yeah, we put dancing to pop routines, and I've started drawing Spider-Man.
And Noel and Russell, you've gone for...
We've subverted the format in a very literal way by turning... Like, it's all upside down now.
Yeah.
And you've written... Why?
Why?
Is it? It's upside down.
Or is it...
Yahoo. And does that get us a point if it is Yahoo?
Okay, let's have a look and see what the viral video was.
choose which one got to be Michael Jackson?
He was the one that had done the worst crime. That's how they decide. The one had done something really bad.
OK, here's a photo of little Zoe. She became a YouTube sensation following her distress over whose retirement.
Is that a tear on her cheek or a diamond?
That's a diamond.
She's
That's
crying
probably a clue.
because the person at the hospital who removes embedded diamonds from faces has retired. Just on the very day that she was finally coming up for operation.
OK, Rob and David, what have you got?
Tony Blair.
Tony Blair.
Who?
Lily, Jonathan, you've got...
Tony Blair, we've
Tony
seen
Blair.
it.
Noel and Russell, you've gone for...
Don't cry.
A message to the young Zoe.
Just cheer her up.
Let's have a look and see.
What's the matter, Zoe? Why are you crying?
Because I just want Tony Blair to come back and I want to be Prime Minister.
Why?
Because I just do.
Why do you want him to be Prime Minister still?
Because I love him.
But there's going to be a new Prime Minister. There's going to be a new Prime Minister, darling, called Gordon Brown.
No.
You don't want him?
No, I want Tony Blair.
You watch that, you think he shouldn't have gone. Yeah, he made mistakes, but he should have stayed.
Yeah, but she doesn't know what she's talking about.
I imagine, Noel, she knows a good deal more about politics than you.
I mean, yeah.
A good deal, sir.
At least she's taking an active interest. That's a bit of Bolivian passion there.
Yeah. I like the idea. Maybe the parents had built Tony Blair up as a kind of lovely fictional character, rather like Santa Claus.
I always remember the day my parents told me Jim Callahan didn't exist.
OK, let's move on. Frankly, we're getting too satirical. OK, have a look at this clip of Eva Nazimson, a quiz show host on Swedish channel TV4 Plus.
Ja, hallå?
Ja, hallå?
Hej, vet du?
Niklas?
Hej Niklas, vad har du för svar till mig?
Tölp.
Woo! Okej.
Yeah, OK, yeah. OK, what I want to know is what excuse did she give for vomiting during a live TV show?
Can't believe you made me look at that.
Sorry.
You went, watch this. Horrible. Carrot and coriander.
Let's have a look and see what you got for this. OK, Rob and David?
We put period pains or the caller said something that reminded her of a terrible incident in her past.
OK, Lily and Jonathan?
We've put menstrual turmoil, and I've put underneath... And I'm not proud of having read this. And the moment I finished writing it, I wished I could have taken it back. I put the blob hammer.
Jonathan, if I were you, I'd blame that on Lily.
Lily wrote the blob hammer.
OK, Noel and Russell, you went for...
Pregnant with pure evil.
Well, let's have a look and see why she was sick.
Jag måste bara tala om en sak nu. Jag har mensvärk, måste jag bara tala om för dig. Och alltså, det är direktsändning, då kan vad som helst hända. Och jag säger bara, det där ber jag om ursäkt för. Men jag måste säga att jag har mensvärk och då kan man må riktigt illa. Och om du... Jag säger så här, vad har du för svar till mig?
I love it. But what's your answer anyway? OK, let's have a look at the scores. Rob and David have 25 points.
Yay!
Lily and Jonathan have 23 points.
Yay!
Noel and Russell are in the... Oh, no, they're not in the lead. They've got 11 points. Join us after the break and we'll be finding out the answer to the question that's driven rifts through families all over the country. Who remembers more about the news events of September and October, Rob Brydon or Lily Allen? Back in a bit. Welcome back to our countdown of Britain's funniest rom-coms. Hang on, sorry, what day is it? Right, let's go on with the quiz. Let me remind you of some of the news stories of September and October. The Blue Peter cat naming scandal broke. Viewers apparently voted to call the cat Cookie, but they couldn't call it Cookie because it's well known that's what Connie Huck calls her vajayjay. And Luciano Pavarotti died. Thousands attended his funeral, mostly pallbearers. OK, first question, eyes down. Who found themselves having to borrow £3 billion in September?
Yes.
Who told you about that?
You. OK.
Ian or Jan?
Have you written something down?
Yeah.
Oh, well, what?
You can figure out where the...
All right, enough chocolate. Don't have too much.
Well, good. Come on, move it on, move it on.
OK.
What do you want? What do you want from me?
Heather Mills made an extraordinary appearance on GMTV. Have a look at this.
I've had worse press than a paedophile or a murderer, and I've done nothing but charity for 20 years. Jonathan Ross says she's such an effing liar. We're going to find out she's got 2 legs instead of 1.
Boo to you, sir. Boo to you.
That's a good joke.
And I was
trying to do a voice. She just had a helium balloon. What's going on there?
Jonathan
Ross said I had 1 leg.
She's completely fucking mad.
So, among other claims of injustices, what allegations concerning her neighbour did she specifically deny?
Oh, yes.
People thought she'd done something to her neighbour. She hadn't.
I still can't understand it. Can you say it one more time?
OK. Heather Mills is a lady.
Yeah.
She lives next door to someone.
How many legs has she got?
Why does everyone think that he's not lying? I think that, you know,
Who?
she might be quite... I
Who?
think...
Right, Paul McCartney.
What's he got to do with
I've
it?
heard that he's actually a bit of an arsehole.
What I was going to say is that even if Paul McCartney is an arsehole, he has at least, you know, done some good songs that everyone's liked and sort of contributed.
She's done a lot. She's done nothing but charity for 20 years.
That's better than all of Bob's put together. If she's done nothing but charity for 20 years, it just shows that she's never had to get a job.
We don't know the real answer, so I've just said we need a funny answer. Could you give us a minute, please?
Can we get some writers in?
I'll get Noel on it. Noel, they need a funny answer.
We need a funny answer, Noel, for this.
We've got a few.
Okay.
We've got one we've selected for ourselves. You may have... her neighbours have accused her of nimble scrumping.
Thank you.
What about just stealing 1 sock off their washing line?
I've already started out one.
That's a proper joke.
I started putting nimble scrumping now.
OK, for our next question, I can't quite believe our luck. It's over to the supreme god of music, Tom York.
Hello, Jimmy. This year, we released our new album, In Rainbows. Can you tell me? Can the panel tell me what was special about that? That was good, wasn't it? That was brilliant, yeah.
Tom York. How brilliant's that?
He's in the Radioheads, you say?
He's in the Radioheads, yes. Noel Fielding is blown away by that.
Is that real?
Yeah, that's real. How brilliant's that?
I know. That's better than having 2 legs.
OK. The England rugby team just missed out on retaining the World Cup this year. Let's have a reminder of their journey to the final.
A total whitewash at the moment. Their World Cup dream is in tatters. Can they bounce back from this devastating defeat by South Africa? They do make this final. It will be truly the comeback of the century. What a World Cup it has been. What a World Cup it's been for England.
OK, what I want to know is, what song did the rugby team adopt as their personal anthem? for the duration of the World Cup? All right, you all got something for that? It's back to the children of Mitchell Brook Primary School for our next question. Can you tell me what news story they're acting out here?
Action! Hello, this is my show of people who hate each other. You are silly! Yay! You are a meanie! Yay! You kissed another lady. I tested you and you were lying. You got to sort your life out, mate. Okay. This is the bit where you fight. Stop it. You are very naughty and your program is horrible. Whatever. Yay!
OK, we'll move straight on to the answers. Have you all got something for that?
What was the question?
What was that about? What was that play
right,
about?
yeah.
What do you think the question was going to be? Name all those children. Do the register at Mitchell Brook Primary. OK, I asked you who needed to borrow £3 billion this month.
Ian.
Who's Ian again?
He's one of our mates. We give it him. He ain't paid that back, actually.
Who said he'd give it straight back? He didn't.
The interest rate was irresistible to us.
Well, the people leaving us say, can I borrow £5 and give it straight back? They're not going to give it straight back, are they?
Otherwise,
Just
what would be
like
the
that,
point?
it'd be ridiculous.
Just keep it.
Ian's a liar.
If we've learned anything tonight, it's don't trust Ian.
OK, what have you gone for, Lily and Jonathan?
Northern
Rock.
And Rob and David?
We got the serious answer, Northern Rock. The funny answer, Northern Soul.
Yeah, Northern Rock is the correct answer. Yes, you get a point. So what allegation did Heather Mills deny? How'd you get on?
Her neighbours accused her of stealing shoes.
That's not the answer we gave you.
What did you go for, Noel and Russell?
We've got a couple. Kick a football into their garden.
Stealing just one sock off the washing line.
Joke that we gave to Rob and David.
OK, Lily and Jonathan, what have you gone for?
We put what we believe to be the correct answer, dog murdering, because the neighbour accused of doing something to murder a dog. And then, I remember this story, 'cause it was brilliant. She went, this is what she said on that bizarre GMTV interview. She then quoted the medical term that the vet had used, and it was something like, he'd had a catastrophic bowel or something, she said. And it sounded completely to me like she'd made it up.
You're very close to exactly the right answer. You do definitely get a point for dog murdering.
Who is this woman? She's got one leg and kills dogs. She's amazing.
She doesn't kill dogs, but she does have one leg. Have a look at her.
They tried to ruin my daughter's birthday party, which I spent ages organising, saying I'd killed the dog next door. Which
This was in
complete load of
Yesterday's
rubbish.
Sun, wasn't it?
I traced back to the vet, Tim, and he said, what a load of rubbish. The dog had been ill for a while and died of abdominal catastrophe on Sunday night.
Catastrophe.
Abdominal catastrophe.
You know what that is? Kicked in the stomach by a wooden foot. I'm not pointing any fingers, and I'm not a vet.
York asked you what was special about his album In Rainbows. Your answers.
We answered the previous question again.
The sock joke we gave to David and Rob. OK, it's a good answer. That wasn't what was special about the Radiohead album, though.
Not the music. Sorry.
I don't think we should explain.
Radiohead, no match for you, Lily.
Lily's very cross about this. So she went down, they let people name their price, and I went, good answer. And I said, that's good, isn't it? Because, you know, and I said, well, she said, no, it's bad. I said, well, I paid. Well, that's because you're minted. And then she went off on one about how bad it is.
It's just that, you know, it devalues music. It's not a very good precedent to be setting for young people that are trying to get into the music industry.
They did make more money off this album than they did off the last one. What did you put, Rob and David?
We put you could choose your own price.
So let's have a look. Let's see what Tom York said.
The answer is that we released the album on the internet and people could pay what they liked to download it. I hear you're a bit of a tight bastard, Jimmy, so thanks for the 50p.
A little bit of Tom York for you. OK, well, you both get a point then. Well done, you. I asked you what song the England rugby team adopted as their anthem. Let's see what you all put.
Kenny Rogers, The Gambler.
Is the correct answer. Well done, you two.
That's the one you got to know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. Wow.
Know when to walk away. Know when to crawl. You gotta...
Which is actually, coincidentally, that's exactly the rules of rugby, isn't it?
Yes.
You've got to know all those things, because otherwise it's a foul.
Lily and Jonathan, what have you got?
We put You Are Beautiful, Christina Aguilera.
OK, and what Noel and Russell probably knew, did you?
No Baby in the Bum Bum by Lily Allen.
I imagine for the next World Cup, that'll be their anthem.
Jimmy, it's a nice bit of recall there, that gag. Nice gag, works well. But it's not putting points on the board. I think you'll find that David and I are edging ever closer to my first ever victory on this quiz.
We're advancing mirthlessly towards victory.
Yes. Mirthlessly.
Absolutely. Yes.
Nice. OK, you saw the kids of Mitchellbrook Primary. What news story were they acting out? What did you reckon?
We know this as well. This is Jeremy Kyle's show, that dreadful programme, being criticised by a rather splendid judge.
That is absolutely correct.
Thank you very much.
Take anything away from that. You've gone for...
Yes, we've got
Jeremy Kyle, bear baiting.
Well, that's even more correct, if indeed that can be true. But yeah, the judge referred to it as bear baiting. And what have you gone for, Noel and Russell?
Jeremy Kyle makes bears dance on telly for money.
I think we knew what they meant. You get a point for that. Well done, you. OK, time now to see if you've been paying attention in the cinema this year. We've digitally enhanced these movie stills. All you have to do is tell me what movies they were originally from. They're better now. Have a look at this. Write down what movie it is from. I don't see why that's a laughing matter. That could easily have been cast in that film.
You look great there. You look really masculine.
Is that a cape?
That is a cape. Are we going to be friends now?
Can we cape buddies?
OK. What have you got, guys?
300.
They said mirthlessly.
Sorry. 300.
Much better. OK, Lily and Jonathan?
We also said 300, because that's what it is.
OK, Noel and Russell?
Well, I initially put 300, then Noel reminded me that we have no chance of winning. So I just did a series of zeros as far as the eye could see. For his amusement.
You can have that, have a point each.
You know what that looks like? It looks like they've shot a sort of commercial for men's hair dye, using the 300 as a template, and you've stopped in a battle and said, yeah, I'm a Spartan, but I've still got time to make sure my hair looks psychic black.
I like the way that my fat neck makes it look like I'm a worm coming out of a little hole. Let's have a look. Here's the reveal. I honestly can't see a difference. It's pretty much the same. OK, here's another one.
Hello. Oh, yeah. Is that you again now?
What do you mean, is that me? Are you what, feeling a bit confused, are we?
You've got beautiful legs.
Yeah. Thank you very much indeed.
You know what this is?
Yeah, we've airbrushed my cock out for taste and decency.
Who's that small silver man at your feet?
That's, he's a robot that needs a heart. OK, have you all got something down?
No, it's actually getting quite quizzy now, because we don't actually want the SWATs to win, all right? And unless you're benevolent towards the goth moths again, we're the only hope we have of preventing their victory.
You're our only hope.
That's good. All right, we're done now.
OK, let's have a look at the answers. What have you got?
We didn't know, so we put a guess. Bourne Ultimatum.
You thought that was a still from the Bourne Ultimatum?
Could have been.
That would be a good fight scene.
Could have been. Just a sort of quiet bit by the pond.
OK, what have you gone for, Lillian?
Atonement.
Atonement. And you, Noel Russell, Atonement.
Yeah.
Well done, boys.
It is, in fact, Atonement. Have a look.
It's not that different.
There's a world of difference, Russell. Right.
Jimmy, we've been here so long, our banana battlements have gone brown.
Now we've got a very special guest. When a terrorist attacked Glasgow Airport, this man took him down. Yes, a very traditional Scottish welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, have a look at this.
They can try and come to Britain and they'll try and disrupt us any way they want, but the British people have been under a lot more things than this, and we always stand proud. And then if you come to Glasgow, Glasgow doesn't accept us, do you know what I mean? This is Glasgow, you know, so yeah, we'll set about you.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Smeaton.
Pleasure, mate.
John Smeaton, everyone.
How you doing?
I believe you're a baggage handler by day?
Yes.
Freedom fighter by night?
Yes.
Fantastic. Have you had has it changed your life entirely?
Totally. Yeah.
Totally?
Yeah, totally.
So tell us what happened, because Noel and Russell may be unaware of the whole event.
I was just out having a smoke, and
you were out having a smoke? Oh,
yep.
the irony.
And just heard the noise, walked round the corner, seen the Jeep crashed into the building, seen the guy come out the burning Jeep,
went and attacked a policeman, so I just went for him and just tried to kick the guy as hard as I could.
You said, in a very self-deprecating way, you said it's what anyone would have done.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it wasn't just myself, there was 4 years did it, so... You know.
I can't guarantee under any circumstances that I'd try and beat up someone who was already on fire. But it was because you were outside having a smoke that you saw it happen.
Yep.
That's a victory notched up to the smoking ban then?
Yeah, yeah.
Because you could have been smoking inside the terminal.
Totally.
Yeah,
totally.
you wouldn't have been there.
Wow, you're like Braveheart.
Has it changed your life, this incident?
I've got a new job, so... Yeah, I've got a new job out there,
Congratulations.
so yeah, stuff like that.
What are you doing now?
I've got a job as manager of security for a car park company. So...
That sounds all right. Don't park outside the bay. There's no use with excuses like, I'm on fire. He's not standing for any of that. He'll come straight in. Now, you've got a question for our lovely panel.
Yes, I do. What did 1,400 people say they'd do for me?
Yeah, I know what Russell's thinking. Yeah. That's what I get after everything.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy. That's lovely.
Write something down. What did 1,400 people say they would do for this hero of ours, John Smeaton? Okay? No, OK. All right, let's have a look at your answers. We're having a look at your answers now. Rob and David, what did 1,400 people say they would do for this man?
Buy him a pint, or marry him, or both.
Well, you're kind of hedging your bets there. What have you gone for, Jonathan?
Well, we were going to say marry him, and then we went buy him a drink, and we almost wrote buy him a drink or marry him, but we thought that would be 2 answers, so we went with 1 answer.
Well, I think therein lies your mistake.
I think you need to decide what your answer is.
Marry him is our answer, David, isn't it?
OK, yes.
What have you gone for?
Well, we've gone for cuddle him and admire him. Look at him, he's here.
Why don't you tell us what 1,400 people said they would do for you?
They pledged to buy me a pint.
So 1,400 pints. 1,400 They got it right.
5 pints, come on.
You got it right, Jonathan Lenny. 1,400 pints, that'll probably get you through a weekend in Glasgow, one would imagine. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, John Smeaton, a national hero. Give him a round of applause. Well, let's have a look at the scores at the end of that. OK, Rob Brydon, David Mitchell have 30 points. Lily Allen, Jonathan Ross have 30 points. Noel Fielding and Russell Brand only slightly behind with 14 points. OK, we've got to have a short break now so Russell and Noel can backcomb their hair and reapply mascara. See you after the break to see who'll win the Big Fat Quiz of the Year 2007. See you in a minute. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. We all know that the New Year period is a peak time for suicides. So I would just say to any viewers who are feeling a bit low, please hang on, don't do anything silly. At least until after the show, because every viewer counts towards our ratings. And so we reached the end of 2007. Let me refresh your memories with a little roundup of what happened in November and December. A teacher in Sudan caused controversy by calling a teddy bear Mohammed. Jesus Christ was the name of the class's hamster. And finally, if your ears are burning this Christmas, it means either people are talking about you or you've just had a run-in with Alan Davis.
We've reached November and December. It's 30 all. There's everything to play for. Please, can we press on?
For our first question, it's over to John Hurt again with another literary masterpiece. But whose autobiography is it this time?
Chapter 4, From the Street to the Fame. The minute I could talk, I recorded Fuck You with Clark Kent. I didn't even write that record. I called up Clark and told him that I had some shit on my mind, some things I needed to get off my chest. I'd been sitting on all these thoughts and all this anger for months, unable to speak. He said he had the perfect beat for it. So I just went over and spit it. I let it all hang out, and that was a conscious decision. Before, I had always been true to myself and my artistic vision. But I played it safe, like with how I put the humor in How to Rob. After the shooting, I had nothing to lose.
I'd love to hear him do the whole book. I would pay money.
OK, question number 2. What prompted a community in India to believe a young girl was the latest incarnation of a Hindu goddess? So a young girl born in an Indian community They believe she was the incarnation of a Hindu goddess. OK, it's time for another Say What You See. Can you work out which news story these pictures are spelling out? OK.
Yes! Well done, that was teamwork.
You got it. It's easy, isn't it? One answer, it's crazy.
OK, next one. What role did dolphins and giants play in England's failure to qualify for the European Championships?
Dolphins and giants?
Dolphins and giants. I'd love to be inside Noel's little mind now.
I don't even know a sport that has dolphins and giants in it.
It's not well publicised because it's cruel.
Who lived behind this door? Again, Noel's little mind there racing. OK? You got something?
Yeah.
Yes!
We got
That's what you mean, yes.
5 out of 5. You better have 5 out of 5 or you've lost, because we got 5 out of 5.
We got 5 out of 5. We got none out of 5, so start worrying. Because Jimmy's going to give us 50 points for nothing.
If he does that again this year, like he did last year, which was a travesty, and it
Don't you see? You're making it more likely to happen.
OK. You watched John Hurt reading from a future classic, but who was the author?
We know this. The rap star 50 Cent.
OK, and what did you
we
wrote?
put 50, brackets, 50 cents.
OK, and Noel and Russell may have got it correct.
Well, actually, no, because we decided it was senseless to even participate. So we put Hitler Diaries, then we drew a picture of Hitler condemning him, so no one thought that we were endorsing Hitler by saying that was his diary.
How did you condemn him again, Russell?
Bad Hitler! Right, Hitler! Oh, Hitler, you arsehole!
Hitler, you idiot.
You've ruined Christmas!
What were you thinking?
OK. I asked you why an Indian community believed a young girl was the reincarnation of a Hindu goddess. What have you all got? OK?
She was born multi-limbed. I think she had 6 or 8 limbs.
OK, you've gone for?
She had 8 arms.
OK, and you've gone for?
Blue elephant trunk.
Hold on, though.
OK.
And too much arms. Too much arms.
She was born with 8 limbs, correct. She was born with 8 arms, incorrect, the gallery attendant. Blue elephant trunk is not correct. For this question, you said what you saw. Let's see what you put.
Ben
Benefit dyslost.
It is Ben E-Fit
Dyslost.
You both got it right there. What did you go for, Noel and Russell?
Ben Lady Hitler Licorice Fatty.
If you look, Ben, Lady Hitler, licorice, fatty. Lady Hitler, licorice,
That's
fatty.
got to be worth 50 points.
Easy. He's 50. 50 points. For justice. We condemned Hitler. They said he wasn't that bad.
It's interesting that you both condemn Hitler and then use his techniques. Nuremberg all over again.
Just trying to
Screaming
win
for
a
you,
quiz.
Brand. They're screaming for your insane ideas, and it will lead this country to hell.
50 points. The people have spoken. The people give us our 50 points. For our banana battlement, for our relationship with Biggins, for our love of you, good people of Britain. I think that's 50 points, Jim.
That's got to be.
No, it's incorrect.
You've ruined Christmas.
I love the fact
Just
that
like Hitler.
Oh, you're the Grinch.
Hitler too.
You're the Nazi Grinch.
Oh, well, fair enough. OK. What role did dolphins and giants play in England's failure to qualify for the European Championships?
They were American football teams, and they ruined the pitch at Wembley, making it very difficult for England to win their soccer game.
Correct. What have you gone for, Lily and Jonathan?
We put American teams ruined the pitch at Wembley.
OK. Noel and Russell?
They fucked up Wembley. 50 points. 50
points. I've been instructed to put this
No,
on.
you haven't.
I'll hold him.
What we done?
New Hitler. Hitler too. Look at him. He's even got a Hitler McScott, like Hitler would have.
You might as well save that for when you ruin everyone's night.
That is the correct answer, but you only get 1 point.
Oh.
Lee, why did the bad pitch not affect the Croatian team? They hover or something?
Their pitches are always like that because they're from Croatia.
Because of all the bombing.
Right. So who lived behind the door? What are your answers?
Mr. Darwin, the canoe man.
OK, you've gone for...
John Darwin.
OK, well, you're both correct. Who have you gone for?
Ian!
First big point! And where's our 3 billion quid, Ian? He's got our 3 billion!
Rob and David, you got 35. Lily and Jonathan, you got 34. Noel and Russell, you got 15. Frankly, you're lucky to have 15. OK, last chance to earn a few bonus points. And if you're good at remembering those stories that come at the end of the news, then you're in luck because it's the and finally round. We can do this. OK? The little silly stories that come at the end of the news, the ones you like, Noel.
That's weather. Well, it's always a story about it's raining or it's hot. Boring.
Cambridgeshire grandmother Jenny Brown entered a cake-making competition in July. It's big news. But why was she so disappointed to come second?
Burke!
You've got to write things down.
We've lost the electronic pen. We've only got a curly whirly.
We can't write it with curly whirly. Pens all in the benattlements. All lost in the benattlements.
OK, what have you got? Rob, David?
She was the only entrant in the competition.
And you've gone for Lily?
She was the only entrant.
That is the correct answer. That is the correct answer.
She's the only one in the competition.
Everyone gets a point there. Well done.
Yay.
OK?
Meaningless.
Have a look at this picture. What historic meeting is taking place here?
You're allowed to laugh at that. It is fun.
You are allowed to laugh at that, yeah, it's fine. OK. OK, Rob and David, what have you got?
Got the tallest man in the world met the smallest. Brackets man in the world.
That is correct. What have you gone for?
We've got when the smallest man met the tallest man.
What have you gone for, Noel?
He's big, he's little.
I think they get a point for that, yes.
I can't understand what they think they're getting out of the meeting, because we're all quite enjoying seeing the spectacle of the tallest man and the smallest man. They're both feeling even worse off about their plight. He spent his whole life feeling small. He said, I've never felt so small. And the tallest man said, normally I'm looking down on people, but you I can barely see. It's a very cruel thing to do.
Let's have a look at the clip. This is a joy. What's going on there?
Was that when the tallest man in the world ate the smallest? The terrible thing is, he's not even going to be full.
OK, final question of the Big Fat Quiz of the Year, 2007. Why did this couple have a plaque dedicated to them in a Travelodge hotel?
We're worrying about the specifics of this.
You've got to be pretty specific. The scores are neck and neck.
I think that's too many, really.
Lovely little presidential handshake there. Let's have a look at the answers. What have you gone for, Robert and David?
Well, they lived in a travel lodge for 22 years rather than their own house. They chose to live there.
OK, that's what you've gone for. Lily and Jonathan, what have you gone for?
We lived there for 25 years.
You lived there for 25 years. OK.
They got a plaque because they got herpes.
I don't know much about the senior executives at Travelodge, but I don't think they're erecting plaques to patrons that get herpes. And that couple, I should say for legal purposes, didn't get herpes.
There are lots of forms of herpes, are there? Chickenpox is a form of herpes. Yeah. Shingles is a form of herpes. I've had shingles and there was no sexual fun involved. It just happens. Little virus in your spine starts attacking a nerve root.
Well, where
no
did it
fun
come
in
from?
that. There's nothing glamorous about that.
No, but it's a great end to the show.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Let's all go home thinking about disease.
OK, I can tell you, this couple lived in a Travelodge for 22 years. Rob and David get the point. OK, it's the moment of truth. Let's have a look at the final scores. In third place, with 17 points, Noel Fielding and Russell Brand. Ladies and gentlemen, our reigning champions have lost their crown. You know what, boys? It's not It's not about winning or losing at Christmas, it's how good you looked, and you looked marvellous.
Thank you.
Throughout.
Cheers, Jimmy.
In second place with 36 points, Lily Allen and Jonathan Ross. Give them a round of applause. Which means our champions for 2007 come over here to collect your trophy. 38 points, Rob Brydon, David Mitchell. You've won the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. Can we get this? Look at that beauty. Congratulations, well done. Congratulations, well done. Okay, so that's it from us at the Big Fat Quiz of the Year 2007. A big thanks to all our panel, our special guests, and to all of you for watching at home. I'm Jimmy Carr. Good night.